5 drops of ketchup, 5 drops of mustard, 2 pickle slices, and finally, a juicy beef patty. In just 30 seconds, a delicious burger was ready. The man picking up his order was stunned by how fast it came out. He grabbed his food with a skeptical look. Then he found a seat and sat down. He took a big bite. Someone asked Jack how the burger tasted. Jack said it was the best thing he'd ever eaten. The man was thrilled to hear the compliment. He introduced himself as the owner of the restaurant. Then he invited Jack to take a look inside the kitchen. When Jack stepped into the kitchen, he was blown away by what he saw. This simple, streamlined process completely changed everything he thought he knew about the restaurant business. Mac told him the process was called the speedy service system. Jack immediately realized this was a massive opportunity. He rushed home and told his wife everything that happened. He asked her to invest their savings into this venture, but to his surprise, she turned him down. Jack went to the bank to apply for a business loan, but the bank manager recognized him right away. He knew about Jack's past failed businesses, so he refused to approve the loan. With no other options, Jack went to the mortgage department. He put up the only house he and his wife owned as collateral. That's how he finally got enough money to start. Jack went back to McDonald's. He tried to convince the McDonald brothers to let him franchise the business, but they flat out refused. They tried opening other locations before, but the quality control was a disaster. It nearly destroyed McDonald's reputation, so they weren't willing to take that risk again. Jack was stuck. He'd already mortgaged his house, but he couldn't get the franchise rights. Then he noticed a photo on the wall. It showed golden arches that made the restaurant look stunning. Jack asked about it and learned it was just a design concept, but it was the McDonald brothers' dream. Jack had a brilliant idea. He told the brothers that every church has a cross on top, representing the well-being of everyone inside. One day, every McDonald's would have golden arches, representing happy families everywhere. The brothers were moved by his vision. They agreed to give Jack the franchise rights, but any changes to McDonald's had to be approved by them first. Jack quickly reached out to Coca-Cola about a partnership. It would lower McDonald's operating costs, but Dick shot it down. He believed it would turn McDonald's into a purely commercial operation that went against everything McDonald's stood for as a family restaurant. Jack got so angry he started arguing with Dick over the phone. Even though many of Jack's ideas were rejected, his first McDonald's franchise opened successfully. He managed quality control with an iron fist. He handled everything personally, big or small. He worked late every night. Without realizing it, he started neglecting his wife. To make it up to her, he decided to take her to a party that weekend. The party was full of wealthy people with time and money to spare. Jack seized the opportunity to pitch McDonald's as an investment, but these rich folks only cared about having fun. They had no interest in actually running their stores. Quality control fell apart. Jack confronted them with substandard products, but they couldn't care less. They figured if the food was edible, it was good enough. Jack realized they were not the right partners. Losing their investment left him lost again. Then one day, he noticed a salesman. The man was working hard to sell Bibles just to make ends meet. Jack saw his younger self in that man, so he invited him to open a McDonald's franchise. They signed a contract right away. When the new store opened, the salesman was just as dedicated to quality as Jack. His wife stood outside handing out candy to customers waiting in line. Jack was thrilled with everything he saw. As time went on, more and more people who wanted to change their lives were inspired by Jack's speeches. They joined his growing network of franchisees. Golden arches began appearing all across America. Jack's promise to the McDonald brothers had become reality. McDonald's became a new symbol of America.